Oh my lord, it's that time. It's the times I've been waiting for. I don't know if you've been waiting for them, but so what? It's happened. Hello everybody. Welcome to Wrestleview Weekly on the YouTubes. We're on the YouTubes. Look, I'm festive behind me. I got leaves and lights because it's fall. And Thanksgiving is tomorrow for us American type people, where we eat lots of food and try to tolerate each other. Yeah, that's us in America. Hello, everybody. My name is Doug Lackey. I am veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host of Wrestleview Live alongside Adam Martin when he is healthy, if he has not eaten really horrid food or Taco Bell. He is hosting along with me where we cover all of the major WWE pay-per-views. Big thanks to Mike and Victoria Tedesco on Monday night after Raw. Tapped me up on the show. And yeah, I've been doing lots of shows by myself for a while now. And now, after covering Survivor Series earlier this week, here we are in HD. That's right. On the YouTube. Better server, better connections, better everything, a better Me? I don't know. I guess we'll find that out. But for those of you who are not familiar with Wrestleview Weekly, this is a show where I'm going to be basically reviewing both Raw and SmackDown from earlier this week, going over a bunch of news items that have happened this previous week. Also getting you updated on all major injuries that are going on in the WWE, as well as the WWE Milk Carton, which is a little segment that I do involving all of the WWE performers who are healthy but have not been on major WWE programming in the past 3 weeks, that being Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-views. Also going to be doing a little op-ed segment today about how, apart from this year being the year of AJ's nuts getting kicked nonstop, 2018 seems to be the year of the swerve when it comes to the WWE. There have been a lot of them. And so I thought we'd kind of do a recap so far this year of all of the swerves that have happened within the WWE, and also kind of go, what's to come next? What's going on here? So, yes, that's what's going on. For those of you who have been watching this show, you know what's about to happen right now. For those who have never seen this show, here is what's going to happen. So, whenever there is a WWE pay-per-view or an NXT pay-per-view, I am always one to make predictions. Everyone makes predictions, okay? Every podcast, everywhere you go, makes predictions, okay? But all of these shows that do these predictions never really hold their feet to the fire. You know, they don't really punish themselves. They don't redact or retract or, hold their feet to the fire. Integrity is what I'm trying to get at here. Hardly anybody in the wrestling media nowadays has integrity. Except here, okay? When I make predictions, I do get them wrong on occasion. And so with the predictions that I make for WWE and NXT pay-per-views, I also make locked predictions, where if I get this prediction wrong, I gotta face facts and swallow my pride, along with a shot of tequila. My Luna Azul Blanco is what this is. Throughout Survivor Series weekend, which includes Survivor Series and and including NXT TakeOver War Games 2, we went an abysmal 6-6. Hey, TakeOver, I did 3-1, but then on Survivor Series, I went 3-5. And so 6-6. Looking at it, 4 of my 6 locked picks did not go through as planned, and so we are going to be taking 4 shots of tequila today on the show as I'm doing it. Hi, Andrew. Hey, Brian. Hey, Goose. Hey, everybody. Yep, this is a hell of a way to debut on YouTube, okay? Just to let you know, this doesn't happen all the time. It is only in repercussion of the horrible predictions that I make. So, all right. The matches that we got wrong, on the NXT side, I predicted Undisputed Era to win in the War Games match. Unfortunately, that did not happen. And during Survivor Series, I predicted both SmackDown's men's and women's team to win. They did not win. And also, I picked Nakamura to defeat Seth Rollins in their match. So, give myself a pass on one since they didn't count the pre-show. Well, no. I predicted it. I get you shifty. I predicted the SmackDown team to win, and they did. So actually, no. Wait a minute. Did I get that wrong? The tag team. I'm just looking at it. No, I got that one right. Actually, I didn't go 6-6. I went 7-5. Yay! I still take 4 shots. Boo. So, okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Just for my own sake and the continuity of this show's sake, we're going to do 2 shots right now. And then later on, we'll do another 2. Okay? I got to space myself, guys. Got to space it out. And also, I prepared because I fixed some yummy chicken wings in my brand new air fryer. They turned out really nice. And so I had to make sure I had plenty of food in me for this show, because not only am I going to be doing this tequila, but you're seeing right now I consult my sources, which is my Captain Morgan and Coke. So that's what I'm chasing with the tequila. Yeah. Okay, so let's go and do this. Again, I am unlike anybody in wrestling media, okay? I hold my feet to the fire. I hold myself accountable. No one else does, and everyone else should. Should they do what I'm doing right here? I don't know. I really don't know. So we're just going to pour this sucker out right now. I'm going to try not to make the same mistake I did last time and overflowing it. And I wanted to make sure. Oh, God, there we go. Oh, that's right there to the top. Oh, crap. Okay. Man, you know, this really hurts. Yeah, shots of tequila with a Captain Chaser. That's what we're doing. I do not recommend this to anyone else. This is just for me. Okay? I don't recommend anyone else doing this unless you're doing it for the sake of entertainment like myself. I thought about doing some lemon shooters with this, but I was like, no, that doesn't make for really good audio, because this is also going to be on Spotify and iTunes and all of the other good places. So, yeah, Brian says some people in wrestling media don't come to work because their tummy hurts. Yeah, you hear that, Adam? Yeah. All right, so here we go with the first 2 shots. Here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. Oh boy, this is going to sting. This whole show is going to sting. Oh, that's hitting hard. All right. All right. So we got the first part out of the way. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this show. Also, if you'll notice above the chat window in this screen, and it'll be on the next screen, got a brand new goal that I'm trying to hit here. Okay? You'll see that it says 577 subscribers to 1,000. And to the left of it, you see Wrestle Kingdom 13. What we're trying to get to here is, if we hit 1,000 subscribers, I will watch Wrestle Kingdom 13, the brand new one. You know, the new one that they're touting on the New Japan, that I have no clue what the matches are. I haven't been paying attention to it at all. But once we hit that 1,000 subscriber goal, I will watch Wrestle Kingdom 13 live on the Twitch, my previous home for Wrestleview Weekly. That is the Twitch. The handle is Doug Wrestleview. Oh, God, the tequila's hitting me already. Oh, boy. As some of you have been watching the show on the Twitch station, you'll recall that we had a goal affiliated with Wrestle Kingdom 12. Haven't hit it yet, so I decided to bump it up to Wrestle Kingdom 13 here for the YouTubes. As far as Wrestle Kingdom 12 goes, sometime soon, before the end of the year, I will be scheduling a viewing of Wrestle Kingdom 12. Brian, just subscribing. Thank you so much, Brian. Yes, help us out here. Tell everyone to subscribe to the channel, please. We don't do a lot of annoying stuff. You're not going to get a lot of annoying notices or anything like that. So, again, the Wrestle Kingdom 12 show will be forthcoming sometime before the end of the year. I'm going to sit down and watch the whole thing over on the Twitch station. Okay? Also, if many of you, and I hope some of you are regular viewers of Wrestleview Weekly that's been going on for the past 9 months, one of the segments that I did on the show was the match of the night. Whereas kind of like what we're doing with Wrestle Kingdom 12 and 13, where I would watch a match, and it being a match I've never seen before, and just kind of going Mystery Science Theater on it. I might enjoy it, I might not. If it's got someone like Walter on it, I'm probably going to enjoy it. If it's got someone like Will Ospreay or the Young Bucks, I'm going to be pretty furious and drinking mighty heavily. So, as far as the match of the night segment goes for Wrestleview Weekly, I'm right now kind of thinking of doing a spin-off show on the Twitch sometime. And it might be kind of a monthly thing. I don't know if it's going to be weekly, but it's going to be more of a monthly thing. But when it comes to the monthly thing, every time I am going to do this show, it's going to be more than one match. I might set up a whole card of matches that all have themes to them or have some kind of concurrent theme to them. So basically what I'm saying is, if you like watching wrestling, and I know that I do, you might want to stop by and check out that show. Right now, the name of the show that I think we're going to be calling it is Doug No Cells, is what it's going to be. That's what I've got so far. It might be something different. I'm just thinking off the top of my head right now. But I don't see, that's not going to be debuting until next year, though. Okay? Just because got to take some time to figure things out, and a lot of technical things, a lot of copyright things, and a lot of other little tweaks here and there. But right now, you're on Wrestleview Weekly. I am here. I'm here to talk about wrestling and everything that's happened in the past week. So let's just go ahead and do that. We will update that record for the pay-per-views for this year. It is actually 75 and 44. It still sucks. Survivor Series, we actually went 4-4. War Games, we went 3-1. So yeah, that's how we do that. So we have to deal with an angry. This episode of Raw was just one big old game of hide and seek, basically. It lasted 4 segments throughout the show of Dean Ambrose trying to get Seth Rollins to find him wherever the hell he could be, all around LA in the Staples Center. Can't be hard to find him, but yeah. Show starts off with Baron Corbin, talking about how last night was history made. Raw made a clean sweep. Introduces Stephanie McMahon into the ring and kind of says that, hey, since I'm doing the thing, why not hook me up with that permanent GM spot? And before she can say anything, Braun Strowman comes out, says he wants what's coming to him, and so basically we are booked with Baron Corbin versus Braun Strowman at TLC coming up next month in a tables, ladders, and chairs match, but there are stipulations. If Baron Corbin wins, he will be the permanent GM. If he loses, he gets nothing, and he's out of everything. If Braun Strowman wins, he gets his match with Brock Lesnar for the Universal title, and if he loses, he gets nothing. So that's what's going on. Those are your stipulations in this tables, ladders, and chairs match. While all of that is happening, Baron Corbin decides to try to book Braun Strowman into a handicap match up against, who was it? Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. But instead, Stephanie McMahon turns it into a 6-man tag involving Braun Strowman, everyone's favorite Fonz, Finn Balor, and everyone's favorite guitar player, Elias. Elias is a fabulous guitar player, I gotta tell you that. The opening segment did go a little long. It was a little long-winded. After we come back from a commercial break, Elias does his strum, comes on over to the ring, and we have our elimination tag team match of 6-men persuasion. Here we have Finn Balor doing some weird stuff. Here we have Finn Balor being eliminated by the Drew Mac, taking a Claymore to the face. And then Elias is eliminated via countout because, he started trying to go after Leo Rush, but then he's going to be taking a spear from Bobby Lashley for his troubles. And so he gets knocked out, and so it's going to be Braun Strowman versus all three of them. Drew McIntyre's eliminated by DQ because he cracked Strowman with a chair. The match just broke down. We just had a big old schmoz. During this schmoz, at some point during this breakdown where everyone's beating up Braun Strowman, he ends up getting a cut on his arm, cleverly placed, by the way. Don't know how. Probably a blade job is what I'm guessing, because I tried investigating on the DVR twice, 3 times over, could not find the spot. And here we have Karen Bourbon taking the stairs and plowing them into his right arm. More news about this later on in the show about what the deal is with this segment, Braun Strowman's arm, and how it could factor into the TLC pay-per-view. Yeah. Seth Rollins is now in the ring to address Dean Ambrose in their match that they're going to have for the Intercontinental title at TLC. Dean Ambrose appears up on the screen. Hey, come over and find me. Seth Rollins goes out to try to find him. Yeah. And Ambrose, throughout this whole back and forth that goes on 3 or 4 times throughout this show, bringing up Roman Reigns and his battle for cancer. Battle against cancer, not for cancer. Let me see. Brian reminded me to consult my sources. Look. I know some people feel very uneasy about bringing up Roman Reigns' battle with leukemia on show as part of a storyline. I understand the awkwardness and unease of it. However, get over yourselves. It's professional wrestling. Anything goes. Anything can be made as a storyline. Dear Lord, how many times, I want to say 6 years ago, 8 years ago, even 10, 12 years ago, how many times have we had to sit through some awkward storylines that really dipped into real life? And I'm not talking about the really queasy ones like death and illness, but more along the lines of stuff that really shouldn't even be on wrestling shows, but happen there anyway. Like political wrestling matches or, shit like that. My thing is, it's fair game. It's all fair game. If you're offended by it, there's an easy solution. I don't need to remind you of it, but it involves your remote control. It involves your own sheer willpower is what it's going to be. What do I think about them bringing up Roman Reigns' battle with leukemia? You just wait. If Roman Reigns, oh God, this is going to sound so blunt and horrible of me. I really don't mean it to come out like this. But if Roman Reigns fails in his battle with leukemia for a second time, how bad will it look for everyone involved? Really bad. But why don't you hear me being offended by them bringing it up? Because I have a lot of what Roman Reigns has also, and that's faith. That's hope. That's, the big guy's going to come through. And I don't think he really gives a good goddamn what a wrestling show or a television show is doing despite his illness. If it makes you feel uneasy, sorry. That's what we got. I'm sorry. That's what it is. The commentators are asking Renee Young a lot about Dean Ambrose. Okay? And for the past month and a half, 2 months, ever since Young was brought into the commentating role and Dean Ambrose pops up on the TV and she's always asked about Ambrose, she's always responded with, well, I don't know what she's doing. Oh, he just does what he wants. And we all sit there with the thought of, well, wait a minute, you're married. What are you talking about? Or we feed into storylines. But wait a minute, you're married to you're going out with the guy. You sleep with the guy. What are you talking about? You don't know what he's doing. We've been complaining for long enough about her character's ignorance regarding Dean Ambrose, but there is going to come a point in time to where it'll come full circle. We just need to have patience when it comes to this breach of reality and drama and scripted television. Okay? We need to have some patience with this one, because when it fires off, it'll be so worth it. Okay? Need to get a hold of yourselves, people. Mikey Tedesco, our Raw reviewer for Wrestleview.com, really doesn't like it that Reigns' leukemia battle is brought up. And, equating it to the Jim Neidhart death and everything, which we will tap into also. I don't like that either, just because, gosh, they were so late in bringing that up again on Monday Night Raw, but it all falls into place with conjunction to other programming. Interesting. A vignette pops up after the next commercial break involving Lars Sullivan making his debut on the main roster. He's coming soon. Where? Some reports say he's going one place. I think he's going somewhere else. Everyone needs to hold their horses and stop reporting about what you see on TV one day and not focus on what comes on TV the next day. We have a throwaway tag team match coming up next between Sasha Banks and Bayley facing Tamina and Nia Jax. So much wrong with everything involving all four. We can sit here and complain about Sasha and Bayley till we're blue in the face. Doesn't matter. We can sit here and complain about Tamina and Nia Jax and how clumsy and awkward it is, how one is even way worse than the other. Here's my problem with the whole thing with these four involved. My biggest problem. It has been 1 week since we had the schmaz that ended Raw involving Becky Lynch taking a hard right from Nia Jax, destroying her eye hole and nose, keeping her out of Survivor Series, making us salivate for a Ronda-Becky match further down the line. And for the whole week, since that incident last Monday up until now, we've had Nia Jax on the Twitter talking about how she's the face breaker. That's fucking awesome. Yes, play it up. She's at Survivor Series staring at her right hand like it's got a sock puppet on it. She's having conversations with it. But never through a right hand. Same thing on Raw. Staring at her hand like it's got a nice wig on it and she's going to be talking to it. Never through a right hand. I'm trying, like I said before, about having patience with Renee Young and taking a stand when it comes to the Ambrose shenanigans. It is very, very difficult to have patience with this one. I guess just because we have the visuals of blood everywhere, because we have the anticipation of what can come from it all, that makes it that much more difficult to have patience for. But for the love of God, Nia Jax, throw a right hand sometime. Stop staring at your hand, thinking that it's awesome when you haven't done jack shit with it for a week. But again, maybe I just need more patience. Maybe she's just saving it for a good time. She's got a match coming up against Ronda Rousey at TLC for the title. Maybe that's what I need. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But again, maybe I just need patience. Yeah, Seth Rollins is going around everywhere. He's kicking down doors, trying to find out where the hell the Ambrose is. Yeah, he sees messages everywhere saying burn it down. He's not. Yeah, he's not finding him. Lucha House Party versus the Revival. This is a fun little tag match of sorts. Lucha House Party won. Yep, pretty much. Natalia is going to be taking on the Wooby Wyatt tonight in a revenge match. Ooh, about the sunglasses and the Jim Neidhart stuff and the creepy villain face that Wooby Wyatt gave last week. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and the two of them fought that kept him out of the Survivor Series match. So, yeah, that's why. That's happening. Seth Rollins gave up backstage, and he's just walking out. He just gave up. But then Titus O'Neil walks around and says, hey, I just saw Dean Ambrose. He runs off trying to find him. So now Ronda Rousey's in the ring, and she's talking up a good game, talking about her match with Charlotte on Sunday. But then the crowd is erupting into a Becky chant, and Rousey is looking disappointed. She's not there to pose. She's not there to look for sympathy. She's there to be a true champion. So she says that if she can't defend the title tonight, then she don't deserve to be champion. Shows she's issuing out an open challenge. Well, Karen Borbin's music hits and said, I can't allow you to compete. No, I can't do that. Rousey says she's been in 17 fights and never pulled out of any of them or postponed them. She's had plenty of reasons, but never did because that's what it takes to be the baddest bitch on the planet. Rousey orders him to go back there and find a challenger for the title, or maybe Borbin wants a shot at the title himself. Which sounded fascinating. Karen Borbin wishes Rousey luck. He says he'll go back there, find a challenger, and that woman is going to be the next Raw Women's Champion. Out comes Mickie James. So, no, we are not going to have a title change. Instead, we're just going to have a match between Mickie James and Ronda Rousey. Rousey retains the championship. While she's walking up to the ramp and tries to exit the arena, once again, Nia Jax and Tamina come out, and Nia Jax stares at her goddamn right hand that she has not used for over a week. It's so frustrating. Just throw it. That's all you got to do. Just throw the goddamn right hand. All right, whatever. We got a video package of Bork Laser tossing around Daniel Bryan like nobody's business. By the way, before all of this, there was a nice little funny haha segment involving Drake Maverick standing in line trying to get food at the craft service table when you have guys like Heath Slater, Rhino, some no-name guy, Chad Gable, and Bobby Roode, with a Dana Brooke back in the foreground making fun of how he peed his pants. Yeah, so that leads up to a tag team match between Roode and Gable versus the AOP. AOP gets rolled up by Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, so there you go. Rhino had a plate full of crackers. I believe that, Shifty. I believe that. We go backstage and see Dean Ambrose sitting backstage again by himself. He's saying Rollins is so whiny. Next up, we've got the Natalia versus the Wooby Wyatt and the Wyatt Squad out there in tow. Lots of moves in this match. Natalia won with lots of shenanigans and stuff like that. I'm being brutally honest. I really don't care about this match, and I don't think a lot of people do either. Mike said it best, so they exploit the death of Jim Neidhart all for a throwaway match with no heat. Awesome. No, there was a reason for this match, not for the exploitation of Neidhart. It's for crossover promotion that they never advertised. More on that in the news coming up. Let me know how my levels are, guys. Let me know how my sound levels are. And then finally we end the show with Dean Ambrose finally appearing in the ring, jaw-jacking, saying the LA people are trash and they smell like trash, and out comes Seth Rollins, and they do a whole kind of beatdown type things. And then we got the vision of Dean Ambrose cradling Seth Rollins' face and all happy about it. Yeah. So there we go. Yep, doing the dirty deeds in front of the refs. There you go. That's how it goes. Decent angle to close the show, but there wasn't much to this Raw. It was a very long 3-hour show. What did everyone think of it? 80% gave it a thumbs down. Wow. For the brand that almost went undefeated at Survivor Series, you would think that they would have a halfway decent show. Nope. Nothing doing. Nothing doing. So that's Raw. That's Raw. Consult your sources by Captain Cope. One thing that you'll notice about the show, Wrestleview Weekly, is we invest a lot in booze to get us through the show because that makes it that much more entertaining. It makes it that much more tolerable, too. SmackDown Live coming from LA once again. Adam Martin, after he's digested all of that horrid food that he doesn't know how to cook, he covered SmackDown Live this go around. I wonder why that is. I bet you Roy Nemmer was watching a lot of soccer. Charlotte Flair is in the ring, and she's addressing the Wanda Wowsy and says that she's just there for a fight right now and that she did it for Becky and blah, 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 blah. Paige comes out and says because Charlotte tossed around some refs and laid hands on them that she's going to fine her 100 G's. Out come the Iconics. They make fun of Charlotte. They say that Paige should give them the $100,000. Charlotte wants to know which one of them is going to be the next Wanda Wowsy because that's who she's going to beat up. After the commercial break, she faces Billie Kay. She beats her, and then she taunts Peyton to get into the ring. Wants a match with her. After the commercial break, those two have a match, but then Billie Kay interferes, and so the Iconics are trying to beat up Flair. That's not happening because Flair upended the two of them. Tossed them over the announcer's table. So, there's been a lot of talk about how some people are calling, I don't know, is this as much of a turn as Becky's turn was? Not so much. Are they trying to make her a badass babyface like Lynch? They're gonna try. But it kind of helps having the match with Ronda Rousey. This is kind of a tough pill to swallow, in my opinion. This is really towing the line when it comes to babyface and heel. But I'll be honest, there's been a lot of stuff going on the SmackDown side that has been towing the line between babyface and heel. There are a lot of performers who are on the SmackDown roster who have been tiptoeing that line of babyface and heel, and we have no way to decipher any of it. No way to decipher any of it. Rey Mysterio did a big face-up shot about how he has a match against Randy Orton, and that sounds fantastic. Miz TV. Miz is out there, and his special guest is Shane McMahon. Brings Shane out there, starts kissing his butt a little bit, even though he was tossing Shane McMahon to the wolves the whole time. And he proposes that the two of them should be a team. Shane was confused about why The Miz kept saying we. He said that this could be something, Shane. The Miz, Shane, co-besties, the best team in the world. And so to prove it, The Miz brings out a jobber team called the Bryant Brothers out of L.A. For Miz and Shane to have a match with. Shane is in street clothes. He's not going to be doing jack. So he's standing on the apron the whole time. Miz trying to get him to tag in. Shane, reluctantly says, no, thanks. Miz turns around. He gets rolled up by one of the Bryant brothers, and that's how they win. The Miz got flash pinned by a job crew. Awesome stuff. Really, really funny stuff. Really, really funny stuff. Anything involving jobbers or jobber teams is fantastic. If they're getting squashed or winning, it doesn't matter. It's great, great stuff. The New Day are out in the ring dressed as pilgrims because it is time for our annual Thanksgiving garbage brawl. It's going to be the New Day versus the Big Show and the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro, which is just funny stuff. I don't need to go over what the New Day said throughout their segment. This was just funny stuff. Anything involving pies and stuffing and cranberry sauce and people doing prop falls and busting on their asses. This is fantastic. I love holiday gimmick matches. I love street fights like this. I love the Halloween match, the Christmas, the Thanksgiving, the Valentine's Day. They got it. Well, they won't do a St. Patty's Day one. I love the Easter. If they do an Easter one, anything involving holiday garbage brawls. I need more of the New Day in. The New Day is fantastic in them. Don't care what anyone else says. Okay? New Day won. Who cares? Okay? We've got Randy Orton, then he's holding up Rey Mysterio mask and saying that, hey, it's the first time we've had a match like this in a long time, and Orton says to him that this means, the mask means nothing, it doesn't deserve to be respected, it deserves to be destroyed. That's it. All right. Now we're led into this, oh yeah, you're right, Dave. Cena Del Rio for Christmas nearly 7 years ago. God, that was a fantastic match. Oh, that was some fun stuff. I'm trying to remember. There was also another Christmas match involving Randy Orton and someone. I can't remember who he beat up. God, I can't remember. But I know also Braun Strowman took part in a Christmas street fight. No, he didn't. He just came out there and chucked Christmas trees at people. Yeah, Orton ate cookies. That's right. That's right, Daniel. Asuka and Naomi having a tag team match against Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. The only reason we had this match is to try to show some kind of conflict between Sandy and Sonya. I mean, Sandy and Monya? Mandy and Sonya. The blonde and the black-haired girl. Yeah, we show that they had some problems. We're going to be playing up tension between them. And yeah, it was a decent tag team match, but... Oh, boy. We have a promo that comes on after the commercial break. Lars Sullivan is coming soon. But I read reports that he was coming to Raw. Why would they air this on SmackDown? Why would they do such a thing? But I saw on TV that the promo aired on Raw. But why in the world did it air on SmackDown? Consult my sources. Lars Sullivan is coming to SmackDown. Enough said. David Otunga in a Miracle on 34th Street fight with Orton eating cookies. Okay, that's the one. I couldn't remember who the no-name was. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel Bryan explaining his actions. He basically fought for his dreams. And his dreams will fight for you. Daniel Bryan committed an act of betrayal, but that act was not last Tuesday. The act of betrayal was nearly 3 years ago when Daniel Bryan stood in front of all the people and announced his retirement. He said that the difference between Daniel Bryan and the people is that he does not accept failure. Daniel Bryan learned his mistake, learned his lesson, decided to fight. He continues in the third person, talking about Daniel Bryan going to see doctors across the nation and staying inside a cold, dark, hyperbolic chamber. Bryan said that alone time helped realize the new motto, fight for your dreams and your dreams will fight for you. Yes. He talks about how it worked and Daniel Bryan returned to the ring. And when he did, he received the loudest yes chant he had ever heard. And it was a great moment. But for these people, it was just a moment. They weren't there for the struggle. They weren't there for the pain. They weren't there with the fights with his family over this obsession. Daniel Bryan said that this was more apparent when the idiots chanted for AJ Styles. He starts shouting fickle repeatedly. Bryan says the yes chants grew quieter every week, and Daniel Bryan just stopped fighting. Well, he says when the referee was down, his dreams took over and did what they were programmed to do, kicking AJ Styles in the balls. He says all that matters is you never give up on your dream ever again. Bryan drops the mic, stares at his title, leaves the ring, gets in the face of the announcer, demands that the announcer proclaim him as the champion, and he stands on the announce table, hoisting his title. So, are we to believe now that Daniel Bryan is a heel? Absolutely. Anytime a performer starts insulting the crowd, he is a heel. And that is the number one way that any performer is ever confirmed to be a heel. If they are not turning on someone specifically, they are turning on the people that are supposed to be cheering for them. And so that's what we got from Daniel Bryan. SmackDown Live where you get kicked in the balls? You're absolutely right. Very good promo, very good way for Daniel Bryan to confirm his character. Confirm why the character is the way he is. Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton. This was a pretty kind of decent match for the first time that these people have been together in 12 years. Pretty good match between the two. Randy Orton ended up winning with the RKO as Mysterio tried to slide under the bottom rope and do that little baseball slidey thingy. Orton took him into the ring and got the pinfall. After the match, Orton grabbed a steel chair, puts it on the head with Mysterio inside it, and slammed it into a steel ring post. And while he did that, the Mysterio's mask fell off of his head, and Orton hoists it aloft like a trophy. Yes, I know we've seen Mysterio unmasked before, but for crying out loud, most of the people that know that and have seen that may not be watching wrestling anymore. This is a new crowd, guys. And yes, you can look it up on the internets. It can be a big deal. Who knows? But it was a very, very good match. That moment when I forgot Wrestleview was on because I was watching. Well, that's okay, CJ. It's okay, CJ. We all have priorities. Some people want to watch this show. Other people want to watch video games. It's okay. I won't fault you in any way. I do it too. Instead of, yeah, I watch video game stuff too. I can't help it. Solid effort by the Blue Show. It was a pretty decent show. What did everyone think about it? Thumbs up or thumbs down? We got a lot of confirmation. We got a lot of story lead in with this, and it had the Thanksgiving match. I'm giving it a thumbs up. I'll give it a thumbs up. It was a fun show. What did I think of tonight? What did everyone think? 76% said that SmackDown was good. Get that! 80% thumbs down on Raw, 76% up on SmackDown Live. What? Does that necessarily mean that SmackDown is the better show? No. It's just actually a more fun show. It's more fun to watch. A lot more fun. Why don't they do the gimmick matches on Raw? Why don't we have the gimmick matches on Raw? Well, it's because SmackDown has the New Day. That's why, Doug. I'm just answering my own questions for me, I guess is what I'm doing. All right. So that's going to do it for the Raw and the SmackDown. Bring out your sources. Actually, I know. Yeah, Raw's a serious show. Should I? I'm going to leave this up to you guys in the chat. We're in there right now. As I try to bring all this stuff up, should I do my next two shots now or wait until after I'm done with the news? I'll wait a couple of minutes till I get some replies because I have two more shots to take of tequila because of my horrid prediction making over the Survivor Series weekend. So should I do the shots now and do the news or wait until after the news? Well, I'm definitely doing the shots before the milk curtain. That's for darn sure. But should I do them now? We're doing that. Okay, I see now from Shifty. I see do the shots now from CJ. Well, yeah, CJ, you kind of missed me doing the first, okay. You missed me doing the first two shots. So I guess I will go ahead and do them now. So, yep, we'll go ahead and do them. While I've got the buzz going, and oh my God, is it going to go over the top? But this is my gimmick, right? I mean, this has been my gimmick ever since I've been with Wrestleview. Being the hard-drinking, two-fisted, cantankerous smoker that I am. What am I drinking? Well, I'm doing the shots of tequila. That's the Luna Azul Blanco. Man, we have drunk a lot of that stuff. Those are the punishment shots, and we are chasing it with Captain Morgan and Coke. But those are our legitimate sources, okay? This is the punishment. Yeah, this is the punishment. Let's see if I can not go too hard on this. Okay, there we go. All right. I did not fill the shot all the way up to the brim like last. Okay. All right. Get this bottle of evil away from me. Oh, by the way, you know what's going to be coming up soon on this station? You better brace yourselves. Speaking of drinking, uh, it's the Crimbus Show. Holy crap. The next Crimbus Show. How many Crimbus shows have we done? It's our annual Christmas fundraiser, guys, is what it is. God, what is this? Is this our 8th? I think this is our 8th Crimbus Show that we're going to be doing coming up. Just to give you guys, I'm trying to remember. I'll give you guys a little bit of insight. Adam, myself, Tom, and Hunter, we have been talking about when we're possibly going to be doing this. We are looking at a weekend sometime in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Probably the weekend of 14th or 15th. We're not sure if it's going to be Friday or Saturday. We're not sure. Just depends on when we're all available. As many of you know, the Crimbus Show is a treasure to behold. It is a staple of Wrestleview, but it's also... No, we're not doing it on Twitch. No, we can't do it on Twitch. Oh, Christ. Watch Hardcore Justice on Twitch, CJ? Oh, my God. Ugh. Don't. God, now I really want to drink. Okay. All right, now I really want to drink. All right. But the Crimbus Show is going to be coming up, guys. So brace yourselves. Go to the liquor store. Go to the grocery store. Get the booze that you can. And make sure you got some money set aside for the fundraising we're going to be doing. We're going to be helping some kids out. I still have not gotten my ashtray from them. That is a running joke that I pull. So, again, it's for a great cause, guys. Stop by here for our Crimbus Show. It is fun times to be had. And I promise we will not bitch about wrestling. You have my word. I will not have anyone bitch about wrestling. It's going to be a positive show. No one's going to get angers. So, all right. These are the 3rd and 4th shots of tequila from the horrid locked picks that I made for Survivor Series weekend. So, as I said once again, God, this is gonna really, really scar. Here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. Oh, oh, God. The reason I'm like this, guys, is because I hate doing tequila straight up. I really hate it. I love margaritas. I love daiquiris. I love it. I hate doing tequila straight up. It is disgusting. Mm. Oh, God, this is a debut for the masses. Speaking of debut for the masses, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe. 578 subscribers to 1,000. I want to check out Wrestle Kingdom 13 on the Twitch. Daniel asking, I'm not a vodka person. I like vodka. I'll shoot vodka, no problem. Vodka's nothing to me. Oh, yeah. I prefer Absolute Red Label because that's 100 proof. If you drink Absolute Blue Label, that's 80 proof, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I prefer Red Label myself. Let's get back over to important things, okay? Ugh, God. It's going to be coming back. This is not fun, kids. All right. Let's get to the news. Wait a minute. I thought I blew that up. Didn't I? Well, you guys can read it because I don't have a headline. So, why were we exploiting the death of Jim Neidhart for 2 weeks on Monday Night Raw? It was to promote an episode of Total Divas and how Natalya handled the death of her father. Is that even worse? Is that even worse? I mean, I don't. Which one is worse? Which one is worse? That you're exploiting the death, or that you're exploiting the death so that you can promote the show regarding someone's reaction to the death? So, yeah. Um you could have just not done the sunglasses bit or anything like that. You could have just let it be and then done commercials and, had Natalia have some matches and the commentators say, coming up on the next episode of Total Divas, Natalia is still handling the death of her father. You want to see how she handles that. It's really, this is worse than the Roman Reigns leukemia mentioning. Okay? That's me. That's just me. You'll want to check out this video from the WWE. They're calling it Arrival. It's basically they're following many performers coming into the Performance Center and also through NXT and making their debuts. And the first episode is of Matt Riddle making his actual move to Florida, his steps into the Performance Center, and then into NXT. I have got this guy is fun to watch. Okay, he is really fun to watch on NXT. He had a really fun debut, squashing Cassius Ohno. This is a fun act. Okay, um, you know, I just hope that this Arrival thing is gonna really be, follow as many people as they can, but does everyone have as a compelling of a story? You know? I mean, prepare for some other ones like Mia Yim. Prepare for Candice Green. Prepare for Keith Lee. There's going to be a lot of them. But are they all going to be as functional? Are they all going to be as charismatic? I don't know. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. They did Candice LeRae. Yeah. Former X Division and Tag Team Champ of Impact is parting ways with them. Some guy named Trevor Lee is parting ways with Impact Wrestling per a report by PW Insider. Per the report, Lee gave notice to Impact officials that he was finishing up. This likely took place at the TV tapings that were earlier last week in Las Vegas. The Wrestling Observer and Figure 4 Online reports that Lee's deal is going to end at the end of the year. Same report indicated that the WWE has interest in him and bringing him into the NXT developmental system. WWE is expected to announce forthcoming talent signings in the beginning of January, which would match up with his Impact deal expiring. I don't know what a Trevor Lee is. Should I care? I don't know. I try not to think about Impact or TNA as much as possible. I've been a better man and I've had a better life not thinking about it. Okay. So take a good look at this no chin fuck, James Ellsworth. This has been a entertaining week and a very creepy week to say the least. So if you don't reside on the Twitter that much, and I commend you for not doing it because Twitter is a very bad place to stay for longer than half an hour, depending on what's on your timeline, okay? Sometimes when I'm on Twitter, I can take it for the first 45 minutes to an hour until I get nothing but fight videos and people calling each other racists or shit like that, okay? I've really got to clean out my following, who I'm following, okay? But on the Twitter, we've got this guy, James Ellsworth. On his official Twitter account this past Friday. He issued a statement on the Friday evening on behalf of his attorney. His attorney issued a statement on James Ellsworth's Twitter on Friday, categorically denying recent online allegations brought against him this week. Ellsworth was released by the WWE last November. He continued to make on and off appearances for the company, but he was then accused of sending nude photos of himself to a 16-year-old girl after following her on Twitter and later adding her on Snapchat. He would quickly deny these allegations in a statement. Here is his statement. My client, James Morris, known publicly and professionally as James Ellsworth, has become aware of a number of baseless allegations. Mr. Morris has the utmost respect for women and categorically denies these inflammatory and despicable accusations. Bates and Garcia, attorneys at law. But there is a site here called Wrestling Perspective, which had been hosting James Ellsworth's podcast called The Cast, and they announced on that Friday that they were no longer going to host the show due to the accusations, and they deleted all episodes of his podcast, saying on their Twitter account, quote, due to the allegations against James Ellsworth, we here at the Wrestling Perspective have decided to no longer host the The Cast with James. We are saddened. You're missing an ED on that one, guys. We are saddened by the events, but in good conscience continue our relationship with him, space period. We have deleted all ep of the The Cast, space period. Ellsworth last appeared for the WWE in a backstage segment for SmackDown's 1000th episode. He also made a surprise appearance on the Bound for Glory pay-per-view for Impact in New York. I am not going to show you any more than I really need to, nor, let's just say on my Twitter feed on Friday and the following Saturday while I was sitting here, I saw pictures on Twitter of the Snapchat shit that this guy was sending. Did I see something? No, I didn't. No. But I saw suggestive pictures that showed that he would like to show it. Yeah. I'm being honest. I mean, and I'm not... Here's my sources, and I'm fairly confident in this. This is not a gimmick, guys. I saw the pictures on my Twitter feed, and I would sit there and I could just go, I could retweet these if I want to. I could reply to them if I want to, just so that it's further out there. Not just for you all that are watching the show, but just so it's further broadcasted. Just like how when you go on Twitter and you see your fucking fight videos and you see the people making racist comments to each other and all the political posts and all the inspirational posts and the astronomy feeds and all the shit that you see on your Twitter, okay? I did not want to be that guy to feed into all the other horrid crap that would be on your Twitter timeline, okay? Goose says apparently, according to the local law, that girl Ellsworth sent all that stuff to is of legal age. I'm not condoning what he did. All I know is I saw the pictures in question. Okay? I saw the pictures in question. And honestly, I don't think it matters it doesn't matter if she's legal or not. You don't act like that. You're a professional, for fuck's sake. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what your gimmick is. I don't care how goofy you look. Or even if you were at All In and you were on a side table and only a handful of people wanted to see you next to, dear God, Virgil might have gotten more people than you, and even Virgil wasn't there. You're a professional. You don't do that shit. It doesn't matter. Fuck this guy. He's done. Good luck finding a job anywhere. you better change your color, grow out your hair, get some facial surgery, okay? It'll do you a world of good. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh well, that's a story. That's a story in itself, Goose. I mean, I don't know if Mike shows up on the Crimbus show, that'll be something to talk about. Goose just brought up in the chat how over at All In, James Ellsworth was there, and he kind of big timed us in wanting not to talk. So yeah, Dave can't even send dick pics to teenage girls without everyone getting all offended. Well, at Trigger, it takes a little bit to trigger. But it's about being a professional. It's all about being a professional. Current Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal has signed a new contract with said company. According to PW Insider, current Ring of Honor World Champ Jay Lethal signed a new contract with the company just a few weeks before his current deal was set to expire. You know, this is a line we always hear. We always hear this, okay? There are really a lot of times I don't believe it. There are a lot of times I don't believe that it's done at the last minute. You know? Such is the case when it came to Bork Laser. Nah, that wasn't done last minute before Crown Jewel, and nor was Jay Lethal's done before his latest event. The report also states that Ring of Honor is currently in a, quote, seek and sign mode, working on bringing in new talents to the company. Lethal began in Ring of Honor in 2002 and left the company for TNA in 2005. He returned to Ring of Honor in June of 2011 at the Best in the World pay-per-view event, that then defeating Mike Kanellis, or also known as Mike Bennett. He is currently in his second run as Ring of Honor World Champion, making his reign on the second longest in company history, just behind former Ring of Honor Champion and current WWE star Samoa Joe, who still holds the record for the longest reign of 645 days. Lethal's first Ring of Honor World Championship win came in 2015 at the Best in the World pay-per-view when he defeated Jay Briscoe. His second title reign began after defeating Dalton Castle, Cody Rhodes, and Matt Taven in a fatal four-way at a Ring of Honor TV taping in Fairfax, Virginia on June the 30th. Jay Lethal is scheduled to defend his title against Cody Rhodes at the company's Final Battle pay-per-view, which is held at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City on December 14th, even though Cody Rhodes is having knee surgery, which may not happen. So yeah, he's just signed another contract, so there you go. Some more power to him. But the thing is, the quote that I'm looking at here is with Ring of Honor being a seek and sign mode. Shifty saying there's a new Carmella bikini pic. There's a new one every week, Shifty. Sorry. Not. Yeah, that's grand. Ring of Honor is currently in a seek and sign mode, which means they have not got talent signed up going past the new year, which means they are in panic mode. Their roster is going to dwindle thin. And there's more news that will be coming up later on that might make you think about that. Triple H talked about the goals of NXT programming the Velveteen Dream and War Games after the NXT pay-per-view last Saturday. I gotta tell you right now, I'm not really gonna go over this. You know, it's all company speak. It's all company talk. I was really hoping that Adam was going to be with me during the Survivor Series recap show, because he sat in on this discussion, this conference call that happened after NXT TakeOver. And it revealed a lot. You know, it revealed a lot. So, it revealed a lot in the fact that I don't want to, it's not about what Triple H really, or I'm sorry, I want to call him Paul Levesque. It's not as much about what he said. but more about how he goes about saying it, So, let's just say it's before the internet, we had kayfabe and how they always tried to, hide behind the curtain, you know, try to keep as much in the dark as they could. This was, before 93, 92, where everything was really thinly veiled. And when Ric Flair showed up on the WWF, Hulk Hogan appeared in WCW, you know, we were all to think, well, what the hell's going on? With the advent of the internet, the curtain's been unveiled. Kayfabe is gone. And now we're in the reality era where everyone has real names and real life is now in conjunction to what we see on TV. And we are now seeing everyone in tears backstage as they beat the shit out of each other out in the front. But there is one curtain that they still try to keep veiled. And that is how people portray themselves in public and how they portray themselves in private. How wrestling promoters and those that want to push product and sell product sound so much like politicians. They try really, really hard. They are the ultimate salesman. That is the one curtain that will never be unveiled. That's why I had the hardest time when I went to All In Weekend, was me being a salesman. I've been a salesman all my life, commissioned and otherwise. Okay? I know when I'm being sold to. I know when I'm being worked. I will stop anything you're doing if I'm being worked. That's how I felt throughout entire All In Weekend. Whether it be, just given responses from performers, or even I could tell when they were faking that they were interested in what I was saying. No, I'm just as much of a salesman as you. Don't bullshit me, okay? Don't feed me your facial expressions. Don't feed me your vocal tone. I got you. I'm with you now. It still happens. And it certainly happens when you're in a position with a higher company and you have a conference call with a lot of podcasts and a lot of wrestling sites that are incredibly enamored by you, and you take advantage of it. You take advantage of the spot that you're in. And when you're given questions that are, kind of poignant, I mean, they aren't gotcha. They aren't gotcha questions, but they're very poignant. And you find ways to dance around them, get a chuckle out of everyone else. You're playing a politician's role, and you're also playing a good salesman. It's a great discussion that I want to have with Adam when he sat in on this conference call with Paul Levesque, because the question that he gave regarding Velveteen Dream, and asked him 2 or 3-fold what he saw out of Velveteen Dream, Paul Levesque decided to kind of just give him a quick jab, kind of make fun of how he worded the question. And it got a rise out of everyone on the conference call. Everyone else gave a chuckle. But Levesque's response was the only one that he gave out of everyone on that conference call that seemed to be jovial. There were a lot of softballs and cantaloupes lobbed on that conference call. Sometime I would like to have Adam here for a sit down sometime and talk about this. Not just about this conference call in particular, but Adam's the editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com. He's sat in on numerous conference calls, not just with the WWE, but many other promotions. He's talked to all these sources. That's why we have the greatest news and reports on our website. Okay? And it would be great to sit down and talk about all of these discussions that he's had throughout his tenure with Wrestleview about salesmanship, about politics. And I'm not talking the politics behind the curtain and the boys in the back. I'm talking about dodging questions. I'm talking about distraction. I'm talking about all the ad hominem attacks. I'm talking about all that kind of stuff. Okay? It'll make for a great discussion. I think it would open up all of your eyes and ears to how information is relayed between all of the companies, all the outlets that are on the internet regarding this profession we call professional wrestling, this entertainment we call professional wrestling, and the entities that wish to divulge enough information to cleanse our palate. Like myself, I only care about injuries. I only care about, I don't care about who's in the doghouse. I don't care about who's coming up or who's going down. I only care about who's hurt and who isn't. That's just how I am. Let me do my fantasy booking. Let me have fun with that. Let me pay the price with my tequila. But there are some that take it a little too far, that want to try to go in depth and wish that they were in the pro wrestling industry. And I really, really think I would love to sit down and sometime, it's something I want to line up here soon. And maybe it'll happen on the Crimbus show. And that'd be the perfect place to do it. Is having Adam, myself, Hunter, and Tom talking about there is still a curtain that needs to be unveiled. It will never be unveiled. But all that we can do is know that when we're being sold. Know when we're being worked. That's why when you're on the Wrestleview Media web subsite and you see me making the comment, workers always working, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? And so that's why I always take anything, please, whenever you see anything, take it with a grain of salt. Use some deductive logic. Try to parse through all situations. CJ saying it's the same thing with gaming journalism. I don't doubt it. I bet it's way worse in video gaming journalism. Holy crap, CJ. Oh my God. You got to deal with developers. You got to you deal with publishers. You deal with the programmers. Oh my God. That's way worse. Okay. Way, way worse. So, are we ever going to be able to find that? Not really. Any entertainment? You're absolutely right, Andrew. Any form of entertainment, that's absolutely true. Will it ever be unveiled? Absolutely not. But we at least need to have we need to be able to get through the dissonance. We need to have clear heads, not be blinded by the lights, take it in, look 2 or 3 routes, play chess, not checkers. Okay? Can't believe I spent that much time on that story than I really needed to. CM Punk on his name still being chanted at WWE events in his future with the MMA. The AP, this was posted by Newsday, featured an interview with Phil Brooks where he talked about getting the opportunity to do commentary for an upcoming event on UFC's Fight Pass commentary. He reported earlier Punk will be joining commentary for Cage Fury Fighting Championships on December 14th alongside Mike Gill and Brian Polackow. I have no idea who these people are. Punk talked about, his quote about wrestling fans still chanting his name at wrestling events. You stop it, and 5 years later, people still talk about you. Fans still chant your name. That's powerful to me. And that's all we're left with. So, yeah. Whatever. I've totally forgotten what this Phil Brooks guy did in the WWE. Totally have. Chicago is going to be hosting Survivor Series next year, and it's also going to include a live broadcast on Fox. Chicago Tribune reported that at the Allstate Arena in Chicago, they're going to host the next Survivor Series next year. WWE is going to be holding TV tapings on November 22nd through the 25th at the arena, including what will be the new TV taping schedule going forward of SmackDown Live on Fox. That will be happening next October, airing live on Fridays, not Tuesdays. Schedule as of now is going to include a live broadcast of SmackDown on November the 22nd, followed by Saturday's NXT TakeOver, Survivor Series on the 24th, and Monday Night Raw on the 25th. SmackDown will have debuted on Fox on October 4th. This means that for every host city, WWE's 4 biggest pay-per-view events of the year are now set. Royal Rumble is going to be in Phoenix. WrestleMania over in New York and New Jersey. SummerSlam in Toronto. Survivor Series in Chicago. This is a big deal because now the major pay-per-view weekends are no longer Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They now start on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That means now Friday SmackDown on Survivor Series of next year is now the go-home episode. You will no longer have wacky-ass shit happening on SmackDown on a big pay-per-view weekend. So, yeah, they're actually going to be weekends. An actual 4-day weekend. Think about it. It's actually a good move. Will it make for a good Friday show? We have yet to really see. It's going to be in Chicago. Oh, God, there's going to be a lot of stupid shit happening, but it's a go-home show. So they're all going to be chanting CM Punk. Starrcade is going to be airing for 1 hour this coming Sunday on the WWE Network starting at 8 o'clock Eastern. All this really is just going to be 1 hour of a house show that's happening in Cincinnati. But there are not going to really be any cameo appearances except by maybe Ric Flair or something like that. I'm really trying hard to not have a problem with this. I'm trying. This kind of hits home to me. Okay. It kind of hits home in that where I am and where I've been living for close to 30 years now. It's not my entire life. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. But I've lived nearly all of my life here in the home of professional wrestling, Charlotte, North Carolina. I will debate anyone on this fact. Okay? You want me to tell you a story? Brian in the chat room saying, Uncle Doug, tell us what's a Starrcade. Okay. I'll tell you what's a Starrcade. Starrcade is Charlotte. Starrcade was Charlotte's year-ending pay-per-view. Okay? Starrcade was NWA, Dave Crockett, WCW, Mid-Atlantic, year-ending pay-per-view. Or just event, period. This was, and honestly, I'm sorry, it's not the end of the year. This aired around Thanksgiving time. This was NWA, WCW, WrestleMania. This was the show of NWA, WCW, especially in the Mid-Atlantic, Mid-South area, that always happened right here in the Carolinas. And it didn't necessarily happen in Charlotte. It happened down 85 over in Greensboro is where it would happen. Greensboro Coliseum is where it would be held, just outside of the triad of Raleigh, Durham, and Winston-Salem. Greensboro Coliseum will forever and always be a stop for the WWE solely because of Starrcade and the history that it has. If it were not for Starrcade, Greensboro would not be anywhere. It wouldn't be a town. I'm being serious here, okay? Starrcade invented closed circuit televised events before pay-per-view. Starrcade was before WrestleMania. Starrcade was wrestling. Period. And it had the biggest events. Oh God, you had Race and Flair in a steel cage. I'm sorry, yeah, Race and Flair in a steel cage. Was it? I don't know. The tequila's hitting me hard, guys. Okay. My problem with this is Starrcade is a regional thing or it's a monumental thing. It's not just a name. It is not just a name that you do for 1 hour out of nowhere on your streaming channel. It means something. They did the double consonants before it was cool in the late 90s. Starrcade and War Games. I have problems with these, but they're more personal and historical problems than anything else. Do I understand why they're doing them? Absolutely. You got to sell. You got to try to do what you can to get people to watch. I totally get it. No problem. You're fucking lazy. Take Starrcade. You got the rights to them anyway. Am I asking you to be in this region? No, I'm not. Starrcade, this 1 hour special, is going to be in Cincinnati. Nothing is going to happen at this show of any consequence. There's not going to be a title change. Nothing is going to happen. I will wager tequila shot on this. Nothing substantial is going to happen that's going to alter any storylines on anything coming up next week. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it. I mean, this is where I do draw the line where I won't watch something on the WWE network. I'm not canceling my subscription. I'm just saying I'm not going to watch it. I just don't care. Here are the reports right now that Lars Sullivan was going to appear on Raw, but the same promo aired on SmackDown, so don't know if that's going to be happening. If you tried entering Monday Night Raw or SmackDown on Tuesday and you lived in the LA area, if you did not have frosted hair that came down to your eye level and you had a really bad facial haircut and goatee and you stood maybe about 5'7", you probably wouldn't have gotten into the show because you probably looked like Eric Arndt, who was also known as Enzo Amore. Pictures of Eric Arndt were posted within the ticket booths of the Staples Center to make sure that he was prevented entry into said arena. He appeared, albeit for a fleeting second, within the third or fourth row of the Staples Center during the Survivor Series pay-per-view during the AOP bar tag team match, where he was easily dismantled of by a female security guard. What we got here? What we got here? A couple of guys that needing some money? If you know anyone who is actually excited about this, just hide them, unfollow them, unsubscribe. You can't. Yeah. You can't have that kind of stuff in your life. 2 names were pulled from the Mixed Match Challenge. You can probably guess who those 2 names were. They were Braun Strowman and AJ Styles. Braun Strowman was pulled due to elbow injury. He's having his elbow cleaned up. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit. And also AJ Styles was pulled. Jeff Hardy will now be tagging with Charlotte Flair. It is yet to be announced who Ember Moon's replacement partner is going to be. So, yeah, there is something about this season of the Mixed Match Challenge that has put a lot of people to the side. Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Kevin Owens, Braun Strowman, AJ Styles. 5 performers that were slated for the Mixed Match Challenge are now off of it due to injury, and it has nothing to do with the injuries that were caused at said Mixed Match Challenge. Mixed Match Challenge is now the new Madden cover of the WWE. The WWE has also announced today that there are going to be more event dates for John Cena. Apparently, Cena is done acting like a boy band for Swedish vodka and has decided to do some wrestling shows after Christmas. He's going to be doing some stuff in New York, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Florida, Columbus, Georgia, Tallahassee, Florida, and going through all about Florida, Charleston, West Virginia, Knoxville, Tennessee, Huntsville, Alabama, and Memphis, Tennessee. He's going to be doing some touring for the 3 weeks going from the end of the year into the new year. If you are lucky to be in a town or a city nearby that he's going into, I suggest you go see him. Because who knows what the hell's going to happen. No, seriously, it's going to be fun. It'll be a really, really fun show. Whatever you go to. He's also going to be showing up for the Raw taping on January 7th at Orlando. So, what are we to expect? He's going to announce that he's going to be at the Royal Rumble. That's a given. The stuff that he's doing at the house shows is what I'm curious in, okay? If you're able to go check out a house show that he's scheduled at, do it. It's going to be so worth it, okay? You'll be able to see stuff that people that don't have sources would be able to see. Finally, really big news that came out today that I really, really want to touch on here. Trademarks were filed in Florida, specifically in Jacksonville, for new, quote, all elite wrestling, including event names. According to the Wrestling Observer and Figure 4 online, reports are trademarks were filed by All Elite Wrestling LLC on November the 5th by the same addresses as the NFL's Jacksonville Jaguars, that being Mr. Tony Khan. He's said to be an investor into this. Tony Khan, he's been rumored in recent weeks as backing a new wrestling venture. What are the trademarks that were filed? All Elite Wrestling, AEW All Out, AEW, Double or Nothing, Tuesday Night Dynamite, AEW Double or Nothing. The, quote, goods and services section of the trademarks noted these items would be used for merchandise, live streaming pay-per-view content, and more. The Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and Jim Ross were all heavily rumored to be part of this venture, more so the Bucks, Rhodes, and Omega with their current Ring of Honor and New Japan deals set to expire shortly. Jericho and Ross have denied any involvement when asked about the rumors not long ago, while the Elite has expressed publicly that they would be sticking together when current contracts with Ring of Honor and New Japan finish up shortly. So, the Young Bucks and Cody have joined up to purchase these trademarks to start their own federation called All Elite, and their events being called All Out or Double or Nothing, and a potential television show called Tuesday Night Dynamite. First off, are we to think that this is a new TNA? Is this a new Jeff Jarrett money grab. Workers always working. Know when you're being worked. Know when you're being sold to. It depends on how they sell themselves and how they work themselves. This is so reminiscent of my time at the All In weekend, to where, seriously, throughout that entire, the first 2 days I was there, for Friday or Saturday, I really felt like I was part of something. I thought that this was something really monumental and meant something, until Cody, at the end of the All In show, mentioned the 3 letters WWE. Then, done. Nope. I know you're selling now. I know you're working. You lost me. Right now, what are we to take from this? Cody and the Young Bucks want to start their own promotion. Will they get enough talent for it? I don't know. You got plenty of time to figure it out. You got all the time in the world to figure it out, just as long as you keep your name out there for as long as you have the contract with Ring of Honor and New Japan. Once those contracts are gone, how the hell are you going to get your name out there? You're going to depend on your YouTubes to do that? That's going to be a tough one. So this is really going to be a wait and see thing. We got to see what comes from this. If you really think that they're going to build their own federation and they're actually going to bring the talent that they got from the All-In event into their federation, how do you think Ring of Honor and New Japan's going to treat that? Or are they going to go into working agreements with both federations? Can you build yourself high enough to where Ring of Honor and New Japan say, yeah, we'll go and do this. We'll call ourselves a triad of sorts. This is all very, very shaky to me. And very shady. I'm watching all of this with incredibly open mind, but a very closed heart. Okay? This is incredibly curious, but if this leads to possibly even bringing the NWA, Cody has had phenomenal relationships with the NWA. What are we looking at here? Are we looking at some kind of a hub between New Japan, Ring of Honor, and NWA? Are we looking at a potential consolidation? What are we looking at here? This needs to be paid attention to for the next 3 or 4 months. Ring of Honor has a show coming up in Madison Square Garden for WrestleMania weekend. How much of an impact does this, of an AEW trademarking and the potential expiration of a Cody and Young Bucks contract, well, how does this all factor in? This is something to pay attention to, is what I'm saying, per my sources. Sources are almost gone. That means the news is over. Man, that tequila is hitting me really, really hard. I got to drink a lot of water to get to bed tonight, kids, because I got Thanksgiving with the family. Hangover with the family on Thanksgiving. That does not sound fun. All right. Time to go over some updates to injuries, and there's only one major injury to talk about, and that is for Braun Strowman. He is suffering from bone spurs in his elbow. He is undergoing surgery as a result. So right now, his status with the TLC pay-per-view is really in question, since it's going to be 4 weeks from now. Do not think of these bone spurs as something as gargantuanly disgusting as what we saw out of R-Truth's shoulders earlier this year. Braun Strowman had elbow surgery last year. Oh my God, tequila hitting me. Strowman had elbow surgery last year. And so he's right now going through the repercussions of that surgery. Okay? Will it keep him out going into TLC? Who knows? Who knows? But Andrew brings it up in the chat. the viable plan B is Kurt Angle. Sure, don't see why not. Don't see why not. But that's your major injury that's happened so far this week. And that brings us to the injury list. Updates to it. And here we go. Jason Jordan with neck injury. He's been backstage on Monday Night Raw. Where the hell is he? Well, he's been having fun with everyone back there, but they haven't ushered him back in. He may not be cleared to perform again. Hi, Jamel. Sami Zayn, rotator cuff surgery on both shoulders. He's not going to be back until WrestleMania. Fandango with a torn labrum. He won't be back until the Royal Rumble. Goldust, cleanup surgery on both knees. He's too busy having fun being a sheriff in Georgia. Not sure when he's going to be back. Sin Cara, cleanup surgery on a knee. Not sure when he's going to be back. Eric Rowan, torn bicep. He won't be back until February of next year. Kevin Owens, knee surgery actually on both knees. He's not going to be back until WrestleMania. Roman Reigns, battling leukemia, started on October the 22nd. I am keeping that date up there just so that we keep that in mind of how long he's been battling it. Harper, wrist surgery. We saw the picture of that on Twitter a couple of weeks ago. Not sure when he's going to be back. Ty Dillinger, also wrist surgery. Not sure when he's going to be back, but it was confirmed a month ago. And now Braun Strowman with elbow surgery. He might be back for TLC, but we're not sure. He will not be on television. That's why I'm putting this up on the screen. They dare not show him in a cast on TV. So, yeah, we know. And yes, Becky did go to doctors to take another concussion protocol to make sure that her noggin works and that she can get into the ring. But I am not putting her on the injury list yet until something is officially confirmed. Fair? Fair. But those are all the people that are injured. What about those that aren't? There are a lot of people that are healthy. And there are a lot of people that haven't appeared on WWE television in a while. I'm talking about Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views and otherwise. Where the hell are they? Well, time to take a look at the WWE milk carton. This is the only segment that I truly believe that the WWE actually pays attention to. May not this one, but they have a database and they're keeping track of how long people have not been on television. Okay? So, here we are with the WWE milk carton. This is a list of performers who have not been on major WWE programming in the past 3 weeks and are not injured. They are not injured. So, hey, a newcomer, new to the list. She was injured earlier this year with a tailbone injury, but now she's officially on the milk carton, and that is Alicia Fox. Last time she appeared was October 29th on an episode of Raw for a 10-women tag that was following Evolution right down the road from me over where the Charlotte Hornets play. Mixed Match Challenge does not count. I am talking about major WWE programming. Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views. That's what everyone watches. SmackDown is probably on the cusp of that. But that's what everyone watches. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views. Okay? Got it? We're not going to have any more argument over this, are we? Good. Titus O'Neil is not supposed to be on this one because he did appear on Monday Night Raw. So no, he has been found. That is my mistake. This is not a mistake. The Bella Twins. Nikki and Brie, last time we saw them was for a segment that actually was on Evolution. Back on, I think it was October 28th. Yes. This is really here for posterity. All right. It was their birthday, so happy birthday. You're lost. Where the hell are you? Nikki and Nacho. That's right. Brie Bella. Brie Bella. No, it's Nacho Bella. It's Blue Bella. Gorgonzola Bella. Swiss Bella. Gruyere Bella. What other cheese Bella? Cottage Bella. Feta Bella? Oh, I like Feta Bella. I did like Feta Bella. What other cheese Bella is there? Cream Bella? No. Cream. Colby Jack Bella. Yes, that's good. Yes. Oh God, I almost made myself. Provolone Bella. Monterey Jack Bella. Queso Bella. That cheese Bella. Okay. Gouda Bella. Okay. Enough. All right, Bella twins. Happy birthday. Where the hell are you? Aiden English. We haven't seen this Joker since I think about October 23rd, since he got squashed by Rusev. It's been nearly a full month. Poor guy. What are we going to do with you after? What are we going to do with you? Oh boy. This one, it's now kind of about time to think about spring cleaning. Because right now, after Survivor Series times, we start trying to pre-book WrestleMania. Now is the time where we start thinking about also spring cleaning. All right? Bella Vita. Dear God. Aiden English, this is going to be a rough one. Because, man, I really don't want to see him go. But, dear Lord, I can't think of anything for him if I'm going to bring him back onto the show. Ugh, this is going to be tough. This monster. This is his second appearance on the WWE milk curtain. For many of you who have been with me through the beginning of this show, you know who this monster is. At one point, he was missing for nearly 3 months. Not only him, but so many innocent people also missing as well. My friends, it is happening again. No Way Jose is missing for a full month again. It's been since October the 15th that he appeared backstage with Kurt Angle was wearing a shirt being on vacation, and he decided to show up with his 7 victims conga lining behind him just to admire a goddamn shirt. Since then, he's been nowhere to be found. This man has got 7 people behind him dancing into the dead of night. We have not seen them. It's happening again. When will we learn? When will the WWE learn? This is a monster. Why hasn't he been turned into the authorities? My God, I am dead serious on this. Look at this man with his afro and his big beard, his big goofy smile. I don't care how hairy his chest is. He needs to be brought in for questioning. 7 innocent people dancing behind him. Could you put yourself... There are children in homes missing their parents again. Fatherless and motherless children are going to have Thanksgiving without their loved ones because they are attached to the ass of this Dominican monster. He has been the sole reason for this segment. He has done so much harm to so many who don't deserve it. Yours included. Find this monster. I'm sure you've seen him on Main Event, but that's still not enough. Find this man. Bring him to justice. Do something about this. There's no excuse for this whatsoever. Find No Way Jose. Find him. Pembo 2005, welcome to the show. Welcome to the WWE milk carton portion of Wrestleview Weekly. Going over all the people who have not been on TV for the past 3 weeks who are not injured. Jose's got family. I don't give a fuck about his family. They know where he is, and they aren't telling us where. Tyler Breeze has not been on TV since October the 15th when he had a match against Bobby Lashley. Nothing I can really say about him except, he could fare well for squash matches against upcoming heels, but he's already done that. And more talk about heels in a little bit. Well, now here's a guy. Here's an internet darling. Shelton Benjamin. Haven't seen him since October 9th when he had this great match against AJ Styles. It's been a month and a half. Where has he been? He's been on the Twitter making fun of Mia Yim. And that's about it. He hasn't done jack or shit since then. So the only thing stopping him is being on a goddamn milk carton. Yeah. Maurice is actually on here just for posterity. Okay, she's too busy being a mother. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Last time we saw her was on a Miz TV segment September 18th on SmackDown. So, yeah. It's okay that she's not there. It's good that she's only seen sparingly. Okay. Matt Hardy officially announced his retirement on Twitter very long time ago. He's already fulfilled all of his house show requirements. But he has appeared in one house show in part of a schmoz. So he is still under contract with the WWE. He's done his Halloween show on the WWE Network. He's still under contract, doesn't need to do any more events. He is physically retired, but there is no word officially from the WWE nor anything else regarding this. So as far as I see it, he's still healthy. He needs to get on TV to say that he's retired. Except for this guy, Bray Wyatt. He hasn't been seen since SummerSlam. August 19th. We are now looking at well over 3 months. He has done nothing but give cryptic tweets all over the Twitter, saying of an apparent resurrection of some kind with a lot of number 4s pressed in front of it. Go ahead and check out his Twitter feed. It's really interesting. It's really cool to check out. I will lock this pick in. We are going to see him at the Royal Rumble is when he'll come back. That is when he will come back. If he comes back any sooner, I will pay the price. That's where we'll find him. It'll be on the Royal Rumble, and I'll put him at pick number 4. I'm going that far. Because that was also, I believe, the same pick that AJ Styles debuted at. It was either 3 or number 4. But Bray Wyatt will come back at the Royal Rumble at number 4. That's what I am going at. A long time ago, the WWE milk cartons staple was No Way Jose. He was the main event of the WWE milk carton with how long he had been gone. Okay. While this cat has not been gone for so long to not be the main event, he still warrants a lot of discussion. Mojo Rawley has not been seen on major WWE programming since August the 13th. Since he had a 6-man tag where he was teamed with the AOP facing Bobby Roode and Titus Worldwide. He has been on the Twitter. He's active on the Twitter. He has been actively doing stuff with the WWE. He's doing main event. He's doing that kind of stuff. But right now, there is jack and shit for him in main programming. There is no point for him being here. His contract will end soon, and he is going to be the first victim of spring cleaning. Enough said. A good ambassador for what? What are you going to remember him for? What are you going to remember him for? He's done nothing. He can do whatever the hell he wants to, really. Good luck. Why don't you just, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. It's about as hyped as a styrofoam peanut. And finally, Zack Ryder. He's not injured. We haven't seen him since July the 30th. We're getting close to 4 months now. Hasn't been seen since a locker room segment on Monday Night Raw where Mojo Rawley and Bobby Roode were barking at each other about who deserves to be here, and he was in there. He's doing a really fun podcast with Kurt Hawkins involving collecting toys. But, Zach, if you're retired, just go ahead and say it. Just come out and say it, okay? I want to have you off my list, okay? This is no knock on you. No knock on you at all. You're a great performer, great talent, great everything, okay? It's just say you're retired. Just do us a favor. Do us a favor if you could. All right, that's going to do it for the WWE Milk Carton. Oh, man. Oh, boy. God, this tequila. For those of you just now tuning in, this is a bottle. This has been the tequila that I usually take on the show of Wrestleview Weekly whenever I make wrong predictions. Throughout this show, I have been doing this show, and oh my God, show. And I've taken 4 shots of tequila. Am I doing okay? I'm trying hard. I like to think that I am. You know, there's something about when you get on a stage and you have the light shining down on you, you're really nervous for an hour before you're doing the show. But when the lights shine down on you, after the first minute, you are on cruise control, autopilot. You just go. And that's kind of what I've been doing right now. Is it skunk-ass tequila? Well, it's cheap. It's not aristocrat. That's for damn sure. All right. Finally, I wanted to end the show with kind of a retrospective. I stumbled upon a very short article by a very horrible writer on Forbes magazine, because Forbes magazine is no longer in print form. They're only in online form, and they will talk about anything. And apparently pro wrestling is something that Forbes.com talks about now. But in this article, this guy talks about how there have been a lot of heel swerves. And I looked at it, and he had, like any regular internet wrestling fan, he had the memory of a peanut. He only remembered what happened for the past 2 weeks, and the length of his column was less than 1,000 words. I've been writing columns for, I think we're looking on now close to 8 to 10 years. I never wrote less than 1,000 words. Mine are pretty good, and I do a lot of research too. If any of you know me with Wrestleview.com, with my times with Reality from Ringside, the column, Reality from Ringside Radio, my podcast, with Wrestleview Radio, I do research, okay? I don't just look on my DVR and what happened. I remember things, I look up things, I research things, I invest into what I offer you for content. And so, kind of got me to thinking, well, how many swerves have we had? He only mentioned Daniel Bryan and Becky Lynch. But how many have we had this year? Got me to thinking. It's time for us to kind of go over those places. It's time to go over to these people. Yeah, and you're right, Frank. I mean, like Bleachers, SB Nation, ESPN, Forbes, BuzzFeed. I mean, they're all They're just hiring people left and right, but they're just hiring them just to hire them to try to get clicks, to get the baits and stuff like that. It's not for actual writing. And what's more, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to apply to them and try to write for them and everything, but this bottle of tequila tells me I got way too much integrity. I just can't do that. Okay? And also, I think it would just go over people's heads. It's not going on Cheeto Munchery. It's not going on Do Chuggery. I'm not being a fanboy. I'm just being an active journalist. Heaven forbid. But, all right. So, led me to thinking. Let me look on the WWE roster. And I thought I'd go over with you who just this year alone has swerved. I really cannot remember another point in time in the WWE's history where we had this many swerves. And that were so one-sided toward one direction. The WWE right now is in a very, very difficult spot. A very, very difficult spot. So, what am I talking about? Well, here we go. And you'll be surprised on the names that I leave off. And I will give you my logic by why they are not there. Let's go ahead and start it off. Aiden English. Swerved on Rusev. Swerved on Lana. Yeah. That's one. Becky Lynch would be considered a swerve. She's face, and then she turned heel on Charlotte. Could you consider a baby face now? But she was a period in the first 2 weeks where we were supposed to be a heel, and everyone was clamoring that she was supposed to be a face, but now is on the borderline. She is now... She swerved to heel. Is she now a face? You could say that, but she's one of those that are on the borderline. Big Show. Yes, Big Show swerved. You had him come out there and congratulate all the women on Raw that survived breast cancer. And then you have him show up on SmackDown and align himself with the Bar, who are heels against the New Day. Big Show is labeled as Raw when he's actually on SmackDown. Yeah, we got to change that. Bobby Lashley. He swerved when he adopted Lio Rush as his hype man. Man, was it horrible as him as a babyface. Oh, God, did that stink. Having Lio Rush by his side is the greatest thing to happen to him because he's not talking. Seriously, it's because he's not talking. Lio Rush, I just wish he would say other things, okay? Don't hate the guy. I think he does a great job. But he's got to do some other stuff. He's got to be a little more verbose. Daniel Bryan turning heel. Yes, this is a heel turn. He went against the fans. Enough said. Dean Ambrose just turned heel 3-4 weeks ago. Confirmed also. Nia Jax turned heel. She turned heel when she turned on Ember Moon and had Tamina join her side. If only she could stop fucking smiling, then I'd really know that she was a heel. Maybe if she threw a right as her finisher, it would make some sense. Randy Orton. He turned heel going up on Jeff Hardy and sticking his finger in his ear hole. Do I need to tell you why Shinsuke Nakamura is a heel now? That happened this year. Kicked AJ square in the nuts in WrestleMania. This year, 9 heel turns. 9. This is unheard of. For the WWE, the heel turn is supposed to be that ace in the hole, that you never use it, that you're only supposed to use it so sparingly. Because, like me and cursing, the more you use it sparingly, the more of an impact that it has. There's a lot of heel turns going on this year. What is Nakamura now? Who the fuck knows? He's hardly on TV to really know. 9 heel turns that have happened this year on the roster. However, there have been some face turns. There have been some turns going to face, and I'm only talking the WWE main roster, guys. This is not about NXT. This is about what everyone is watching. Sorry. Okay? It's about what everyone is watching. Sorry. No one cares about what is turning in NXT. Carmella turned from heel to face, aligning with R-Truth, going to Mixed Match Challenge, and carrying that into SmackDown. Her turning as a face has been fantastic. Okay? Her alignment with R-Truth is really fun. Okay? Do I count the Bellas? Well, they aren't really on TV enough to be considered anything. When they appeared on TV, yes, they came as face and then turned heel on Rousey, but they haven't been on TV since. They're on the milk carton. Carmella turning face. Elias turning face. How many matches has this Joker had? And he went from heel to face just by slugging Karen Bourbon with a guitar. However, of the 9 heel turns we've had, there have been only 2 face turns. The heel department is large at 7. So what does that mean? Does it mean that we have a way big overstock on heels? Or does that mean that the definition of heel is not what we think it is? I think it's time we kind of try to reevaluate what a heel is. You'll kind of notice one name that I didn't put up on there was Charlotte. Charlotte beat the crap out of Ronda Rousey, didn't she? Kendo sticks a flying, destroyed one to bring out another one. Broke out a chair, beat up Ronda Rousey, who's clearly a babyface, but yet came out on the next day on SmackDown to beat up the heels, the Iconics. So, what is Charlotte? What is she? We don't know. Ashley brought it up in the chat. Nia Jax actually turned face and then heel this same year. Turned against Alexa Bliss before WrestleMania, then turned to beat up Ember Moon. I don't, and I'm kind of, Andrew in the chat says, welcome to Attitude 2.0 if you want to call it that. No, I don't, no. This is not along the lines of Impact, okay, where TNA just flipped people on a whim, okay? So, it's time for us to do some fantasy booking. I brought up the Superstars roster, the main roster. So, we've got to turn some people babyface, okay? And I'm talking legitimate babyface, not on the borderline. Is Becky Lynch heel or face? You could say that she turned heel and then turned face and nothing really happened. But right now, Aiden gonna vanish. Becky gone back to face. Big Show, he's just a heel by proxy. Lashley, heel. Bryan, heel. Dean, heel. Nia, heel. Orton, heel. Shinsuke, heel. We need some faces. Okay? So, and when I say we need faces, we need legitimate mid-card baby faces. legitimate mid-card baby faces. So, scroll down the list. Feed them to me, guys. You're in the chat right now. I'm talking, who are we turning to a baby face? But think about who you suggest, okay? Because you got to remember, I am not like benevolent overlord Paul Nember, owner of Wrestleview. I don't think the way you change it is just by swerving them heel. You got to know how. You can't just swerve them face by saying you're going to swerve them face. How are you going to do it? Who's going to be on? When is it going to be? Let's go down the list. Right now, I see a lot of you over in the chat, and you're already thinking ahead. Okay. I'll just bring up some names. I'll just see if I scroll up on one that catches my eye. That's got to turn babyface. Okay. I think right now we're probably looking for 2 on Raw and maybe 1 for SmackDown. 2 for Raw, 1 for SmackDown. Okay? See if we can find one. All right? We'll see what happens here. Raw could get overloaded. This one is a no-brainer. This one's a no-brainer. It's Bray Wyatt. He's going to come back at the Royal Rumble with a loud pop. He's got a great entrance. Doesn't matter. Okay? I see this happening. I see him potentially having a mid-card title around WrestleMania time, maybe even after it. I see it happening. He turned face. Yeah, that's right. He turned face with Matt Hardy, but that was last year. So I see that. I'll take Bray Wyatt as a face. Who else are we fantasy booking here to turn baby face? Who else? Remember, we got to also look for something from SmackDown. Can't be focusing too much on Raw. No. I almost looked at Dolph. I almost looked at Drew. I don't see that happening. Oh boy. Let me see. Bear in mind, I'm looking through Ember Moon. We're right now going through the E's. We're going through the Fonz. There's Goldust. There's Harper. Ooh. What do you guys think of the Cheese Brothers, the Hammer Brothers, Harper and Rowan coming back as faces? There aren't enough heel tag teams right now on SmackDown to justify that, so I really don't see that happening. Come on, SmackDown. Who's going to turn face? Where is it? I still don't see anything. I'm up to Lana now. Where are we going here? There are not a lot of heels. Man, there are not a lot. Well, okay, hold on. I just saw you guys. I just saw Goose and Jamel telling me Andrade Cien Almas. All right, guys, hold on. All right. Sonya Deville as a face. Oh, God. I talk mid-card. I'm talking mid-card face, guys. Come on. Mid-card face. All right. So, you want to turn Almas face. So, who's he turning on? It used to be the surefire that you would turn on the SmackDown roster. The way to surefire become a babyface was turning on The Miz. Braun Strowman did it. So many have done it. So you're going to have Almas turn on The Miz, or who else could Almas turn on that is a valid enough heel on SmackDown? It's going to be really, really, really tough. It's going to be really, really tough. So, I don't know. It's going to be very, 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 very tough to turn him as a face. I don't know. I just don't see it, guys. Let's get back down here. Let's go back to where were we? About the L's? Yeah, Leo Rush. Okay, no, not him. Matt Hardy, he's going to be retiring. There's Morrow. There's Mr. McMahon. Oh, Mike Kanellis, you're on the 205. We aren't talking about you. Noam Dar is such a weird name. No way, Jose, you're still missing. Who else could be turning face is what I'm looking at here. No, not Randy Orton. No. Not Rowan. The Hammer Brothers are still gonna. Oh, hey. You guys brought it up in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and just bring them both up right here. Because this seems to be a no-brainer. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are not due back until about WrestleMania time. Either they come back on WrestleMania or they come back the Raw or SmackDown following WrestleMania. When these two come back, it is going to be their year to be had. I cannot think of another time to where a duo or a significant part of a stable was out for such a long time due to injury and when they come back. This is going to be really fascinating to see. I would love to see the two of these guys come out and they be one of those acts of the Owens and Zayn. They be that act to tiptoe the line to where they are just asshole-ish enough to be a heel, but funny enough to be a face. They're just going to be damned entertaining. And that's what I kind of see right there. Okay. Let's see if we can find. We still haven't found anyone for SmackDown. Anyone from SmackDown that might be viable. Let's see. Well, there's Dawson, Samoa Joe. You guys were saying Samoa Joe. The only way I can see Joe turning face is if he beats the crap out of Daniel Bryan. How? I don't know. How do you do that? Is Daniel Bryan a qualified enough heel to be able to do that? Already? Ugh, I don't know. Maybe in time. Oh. Now that would be for a heel, but I'm talking face. You guys are saying Shane McMahon to go heel. I want faces. I need baby faces. Guys, I got a shit ton of heels. Give me a baby face. Help me out. I need, especially a SmackDown. Find me a SmackDown babyface turn. Oh, there he is. That's the one we're looking for. There's the one we're looking for. All right. So, how do you turn the Miz babyface? Come on, put your fantasy booking hats on. Consult your sources for the one last time. How do you do it? Yes, I know face Miz will be so odd, but imagine, first off, face Miz is one of those, a babyface Miz is one of those that can now tiptoe the line. Back when he did babyface with Ric Flair, it was awkward as hell. It did not fit at all. But now we have a Miz that can be tiptoeing the line like Edge. He's been there for so long. He has the charisma. He has the presence. And all it took was his feud with Daniel Bryan. That's all it took. So how do you turn the Miz? On Daniel Bryan. Why not? Right now, you got the Miz being a chicken shit trying to team up with Shane McMahon and trying to kiss up to him. Yeah, you can go ahead and play with that. And everyone's enjoying it right now. And we're kind of seeing a little bit of him turning face right now. But sooner or later, there is going to be a time to where the Miz gets on that borderline and tiptoes into babyface territory. And it's going to be at the behest of Daniel Bryan. And I know that all of us were thinking for WrestleMania that The Miz and Daniel Bryan were going to be going for the WWE title, but we did not think it was going to be like this. We thought it was going to be The Miz with the title and Daniel Bryan as the babyface and the two going against each other. And you got Daniel Bryan as the, ne'er-do, always do good babyface triumphing over the blah, 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 blah. But no one would have thought that it would be the exact opposite, where Daniel Bryan would be the chicken shit heel, and The Miz would be the one to finally grow a spine, to finally stand up to adversity, to not be afraid of putting himself in harm's way. On the Mixed Match Challenge, the winning duo will win entrance number 30 into the Royal Rumble. The Miz and Asuka, I believe, are right now, are they close to undefeated? I believe so. No. Miz and Asuka are not going to win it. No, I'm not doing that. No. Not doing that. I'm not going to go so far. I cannot go that deep into the rabbit hole of predicting and booking. That tequila is disgusting. I do not want to drink it. Okay, so how are we turning the Miz babyface? It's going to be while doing something with Daniel Bryan. And Miz grows a spine. He finally puts himself in harm's way. That's what I'm looking at. All this time that he feigns injuries, he goes the outside, the essential chicken shit heel, finally gets rid of the yellow on his back. And could he be a great baby face? Well, along the lines of Edge, he can. Along the lines of Edge, I can see him being a good baby face. Yeah. And and it doesn't need to happen at WrestleMania. This can happen later down the line. Yeah. That's kind of what I see. I see everyone just talking shit about him. And of all the people to say that The Miz can't do it, this joker, Daniel Bryan, tells him you're still a coward. But this time, instead of yelling about being called a coward, Miz just punches him in the face. That's what I think. It'll happen, I think. Any other ones that could become a babyface? No, I don't see it. So right now, my babyface turns. I'm looking at The Miz on SmackDown. That is an ultimate face turn to happen. Bray Wyatt upon his return at the Royal Rumble, along with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens when they return on the Raw following WrestleMania. They will not appear at WrestleMania. Samoa Joe, no, he's not going to turn. Andrade Cien Almas, I don't see it. No, I just don't see it. No, don't see it. So, man, got my fantasy booking out of the way. Got my punishments out of the way. I got this debut out of the way. Man, thank you everyone so much for tuning in to this debut episode, well, maybe relocation episode of Wrestleview Weekly. Thank you so much, Jamel, Daniel, Andrew, Ashley, Goose, Frank, Shifty, Brian, everyone CJ, everyone showing up in the chat, coming over, having some fun with me, doing some fantasy booking, doing some joke telling, doing some trolling. I got you. Don't get me. I've been seeing your comments about me. You don't think I didn't notice them? Of course, I'm not going to say them live on air. I know where you are on Facebook. So, Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks, Acer. Thanks for what a debut on Wrestleview Weekly on YouTube. Great stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, stopping by. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Farmer. Thank you. Everyone, tell everyone you know if they like stupid wrestling talk and like seeing someone drink some shitty tequila live on air to talk about wrestling, get them to show up. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be here every Wednesday. I'm going to do some stupid stuff. That's what I like doing. As always, thank you all so much. I will keep you all abreast. Breast. Boob. Tit. Going to keep you all informed on when the Wrestle Kingdom 12 viewing will be. I would like for it to be sometime in relation to the Crimbus show. How'd you like that? You want to get drunk watching some New Japan before we get drunk with all of the others? Sounds fun to me. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'll let you all know about the Wrestle Kingdom 12 viewing. But in the meantime, I will see you all next week. Here, same time, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Don't forget, tune in next Monday. Mike and Victoria, right here on this station, following Raw, talking about Raw, being a nice, loving couple, and talking to each other and trying not to interrupt each other about each other's thoughts about a professional wrestling program. Drunk Wrestle Kingdom? Oh, you goddamn right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dear God, I can't imagine the amount of tequila. No. I will tell you right now, when we do the Wrestle Kingdom 12 stream, I will have a full fifth of Johnny Walker Black with me to sit through this show. Lord knows if it's going to be gone by the time we're done. And I believe the show is about 5 hours long. Am I right? I think so. So, thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. It's been a fantastic debut. Can't wait to do it again next week when it won't be a debut and the training wheels will be officially off. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening on Spotify and iTunes and wherever the hell else you're listening to it. I'm Doug Lackey. Adam, get the shit out of your gutty works. See you next week, guys.